Hello. So today we are making Mr. Price's favourite. I'm adding some bits and pieces to it that you can choose to do or don't want to do or use your own version of. But the whole idea of all this series is to see if we can use our slow cooker more, we can use the microwave a little bit more, and if we can, keep usage of the oven down. So there's lots of variations on how to do this. And again, there's lots of other different mixes as well. I just know that I like this particular one. So we have got our lean diced beef. This is from, I think from Lidl, I'm going to take a good guess at. We have got a couple of onions. Sorry, I just realised that that is not particularly clear where it is. Let me do it that way. It's got a couple of onions that are already chopped up. We've got 4 carrots that are all grated. I'm going to put some new potatoes in there because you can get a bag of new potatoes for 40-50 pence. Sometimes when we do a stew, now options later on you see, is I've got some pastry, some ready rolled pastry. Again, that's going to be used in the oven though, so later on. Or I have got some dumpling mix. So it just means, if we do a pie, we usually have it with, he likes homemade chips. I'll be honest with you, but that's putting the oven on. And they're on for a good 45 minutes at least. I don't know about anyone else when it comes to making chips, but it's going to go forever and ever and ever and ever. So we've got our salt and pepper, we have got some tomato puree, I've got an oxo stock cube, I've got a beef for stock as well, because again, I know I said this every single time, taste. I have a tin of chopped tomatoes, because again, we're looking to bulk things out. So that's why I've put all of these vegetables in there as well. So this is a case of, let me put this down, because trying to do this one-handed is now the big, no clever. So it says, add your beef, dead easy, in it goes. In it goes. Right, there we go. And then it says I'm going to add all of my veg there as well. And this is just something I do. I usually get one bowl, you don't have to. I just get one bowl and as I'm cooking it, put it all in. So it's just in there as well. I'm then going to get my little stock cube, put that in there. I'm going to put my little in there, and all the supermarkets do their own version of those. I was having a look this morning actually on prices of what you can get them for. So you can get traditionally no OXO, as we all know, but has to do their own. Morrison's do, Lidl do. I will do a little. I've got a little pot, a little basket in the cupboard that I've got all my bits and pieces in it, and what I put in there, such as my tomato puree. So I always have that. I always have tins of tomatoes in there because you can always be able to knock something up. I always think if you've got some tins of tomatoes in there. So I have got some ale. Mr. P chose this the other day. Emma, just for you. So we are using half of what's in there. That doesn't mean I'm going to be doing the other half. One is working this afternoon. 250 ml in there. 50 ml of water. So I've put that in there, and then what it wants you to do is mix your mix in. So just pour it in it goes. Grab myself a spoon, which would have been helpful earlier. I'll tell you what I do have for later on, just so you know, I've got some mushrooms that are in there, but I'm going to put those in later on. I find if they go in the slow cooker now and sit there for 8 hours, because I'm going to do it on low. Because I'm going out and then I'll be done for later on, ready for tea, not having to mess around. If I do the mushrooms now, they'll turn into nothing by the time we come back to it later on. So, just mixing that up. In it goes. Just pour it over. If it's not all mixed up, there's still some lumps. Can I just point out, don't worry about it, it's absolutely fine. Because as you go, as it heats up, and you give it a stir as you go along, I'm adding my tin of tomatoes, gives it some bulk. I'm going to add some tomato puree, because again, you get a really nice taste in there with that as well. Now, I was reading before the instructions on the back of there, and there's me going, add a bit of this, add a bit of that. I tend to, if I'm being honest with you, just go with what I feel like. So if I want some extra onion in there, I'm going to add some extra onion in there. If I want a tin of tomatoes, because it doesn't say tomatoes in there, but I just know that will mix in really, really nicely. So as you can see, I just want to double check what you can and can't see. There we go. I'm now going to give it all a mix up, because that is what we want to be able to do. We want a mix up of everything. So that flavour that we had before, that we poured in with the ale. What I may even do later on, if I'm being honest with you, and I tend to do this if I'm doing a pie. And again, it's how do you like your things? We always like a lot of gravy. Could be an northern thing within me, I'll be honest with you. I might even put some gravy mix in there, so I might even do that, to be honest with you, because I like things just with fluid. So I'm going to make up a little bit of a gravy mix in there. Dead easy to do. You just get your container, you put some gravy granules in, you put some hot water in. I'm going to mix it in, because again, I'm going to make it probably quite a stronger-ish gravy, not so that you're having to scoop it in, but just a little bit. So again, it's all about taste. What I will do once that is in is I will then put the lid on, and that's it. That's your lot till I come home from work later on. And then later on I will make the decision. I'll come back on and make the decision whether we're going to do it with dumplings, whether we're going to use the it'll probably be pastry, because he does love his pastry. Again, I know it involves using the oven, one of the things we're trying to cut down at the moment, but for the sake of how long does this have to go on for? Take it out, 15 to 25 minutes. So choice is the dumpling mix, which I think was like 30 odd p. You would mix that up and put that in here. Might do a bit of both. We'll see how we're feeling later on. So I'm going to put this gravy in, and then all I will do with the gravy is I'll just about cover it. Not too much, because everything as it cooks starts to shrink down. So I will add that gravy, and I'll see you back here later on when things are starting to smell absolutely scrummy, and you'll be able to see how it's cooking. Okie doke, see you in a little bit. Yay, welcome back, welcome back. Right, oh, I wish you could smell this. Look, 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 look. You can see the steam, you can see the steam. Right, so that looks lush. Since I spoke to you earlier, I've been washing up. Since I spoke to you earlier, we've added in the mushrooms. Because remember this morning I said I wasn't going to add them in until I did them about half an hour ago. Just chopped some of them up, just threw them in. They're fine. They're just sitting at the top. So I've decided, the other thing when you're cooking, will you do me a favour as you're going along? Will you taste it? Obviously, once it's cooked or it's on its way, to me, it's about how does that taste. So I've tried the meat and it just melts. I've tried the potatoes. They are lovely. They are lovely. And I've tried the gravy, just lush. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with dumplings. Because we were umming and ahhing, wasn't I, earlier, whether to go with dumplings or whether to go with pastry. But I'm going to go with dumplings. So I have got my dumpling mix. I've just been and checked how much that was. I think it was 59p. Literally just been and checked. So all you need to do with this is you add 4 to 5 tablespoons. So I put it in the bowl, as you can see. I am now going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. That's dessert spoons, I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to give that a go. It says to use a fork. I've not done this right way around, and by that is I've not done the camera the right way around. You can't see what's going on. Bear with me a second. I'm going to pause this one and come back in a minute. Yay, that's better. I can see what's going on there. You can see what's going on there. So I've put 4 in. It's just not enough there. Less is more, okay? Don't just go and pour a ton of water in, or you're going to end up with a sticky, gooey mix. So as you can see, I'm mixing it up here. Just use a fork, which is what I'm doing. Just keep stirring it round, right, and collecting the rest as you go in. Use that one. Take it off your fork. Now, because there's still, oopsie daisies, a lot of dry bits in the bottom there, I'm going to put another in on a door. And you'll know, because it starts to collect Can you see? I don't know what he's doing. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. That's better. iPhone with dumpling mix. It's on my spoon. That's what's wrong with me. Come on, woman. Sort yourself out. Sort yourself out. Right. By the way, the drink that you can see, I've had very little. I know it's not looking like that. I've had very little. Right, okay. So you want it to look something like that. So it's picked up all the rest of the flour in the mixture. You see? So it says now about get your hands in. I'm not being funny, I'm not doing that. For no other reason is I'll end up with it all over my hands and all over my fingers, and I'll still be pulling it out of my nails 10 o'clock tonight. So it says that you can do either 6 large dumplings or 8 small dumplings. Right, I tend to guess. That's what I do. I do with anything and everything, I just guess. Do it with my spoon like that. Kind of into some kind of shape. No matter how round you get this, it will just explode. In it goes. Off you go. Next one. You might get some odd shaped ones, you might get some larger ones, you might get some smaller ones. That's where it is. I'm going to go for the smaller ones, because for one, they will swag up. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to go. So, but if we're looking to save some of this, okay, so bear with me. If we're looking to save some of this, then when we freeze it, we can freeze one of the dumplings in there as well, can't we? There we go, 4. I think I got a bit carried away with that first one, didn't I? I'm reading that through good now, the last one's going to be like ginormous, isn't it? Do as many as you need. Do you know what I mean? I know they give you instructions. I call it guidance. Yeah, I call it guidance. That's what I go with. We'll go with guidance. That's a good word. Upstairs, in it goes. And last one. Making him to look like something that looks a little bit like a circle in the door. There we go. In it is. And what we do is we cover that back up. That's. In it goes. Place the dumpling balls on top of the stew and casserole in the last 20-30 minutes of cooking, allowing room for them to rise and expand. There we go. So they're in. I will come back to you in about half an hour's time when they have grown and we are ready for serving up. See you soon. Right, are we ready? Here we are. Here we are. Dun 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 dun. Look how gorgeous that looks. Look at those. Look at those. So, they are cooked beautifully. So I'm going to, got my bowl here, a right big spoonful here. Make sure you get a bit of everything. Get some. Make sure you get some potatoes in there, a bit of veg in there, your meat in there, and then we'll put 2 dumplings in. Look at that. Look at that for a tea. I'm going to do the same again. Oh, put a dumpling there. I've done myself out with some dumpling there. Same again, all the way to the bottom, scooch to the bottom. Get a couple of dumplings in there as well. Make sure you get a bit of veg, make sure you get a bit of everything in there. There we go. Look at that for a tea. Spoons in there, you could serve it as it is, you could put some bread and butter with that. We have got plenty left over for lunches, or we can freeze it again for teas. It's that easy, it is that easy. I am going to go and thoroughly enjoy this now. Let me know if you've got any variations, let me know how you get on. Enjoy, thoroughly enjoy. See you soon, bye.